Growing up in Nsambya Barracks was something different, you know. It was a huge community where you had people from all backgrounds in Uganda, I would say. Every tribe you wanted to find in Uganda, you found it in the barracks. Acholi, Lugbaras, Langi, Banyankole, Itesot, Sebei, Karamajong, Alur, Bachiga, Banyoro, Batoro, Basoga, everybody, everybody stayed there. And it was the beginning of learning languages, so because at one point, you had to go and play maybe 20 blocks away. And there you met another family that spoke another language. So if you hanged out with them, you'd slowly pick up a couple of things, from them. So that was the first time I got exposed to languages. And I would also say that it was in Nsambya Barracks that my Kiswahili actually died, because there was the boys in Nsambya had a different kind of Kiswahili. I think it was like pidgin Kiswahili. They had words that were not really authentic. They could have words like mithe, fathe, obire, ulende, and I'm like, where do these words come from? So fathe, mithe was mother and father, and then you had obire. It was like when somebody of authority or your parent were coming, and instead of telling you, hey, ale kimbia, they will tell you obire, which meant like, hey, there's danger. So when we got to when we were in Zambia, I started realizing that, man, this place is nice, but these people speak very broken Kiswahili. But yeah, of course, over time you adopt and you accept the new form of language, and so we lived on, and we had great neighbors. There was one of the guys I remember, one of the guys I remember then. There was Mugume Michael, there was the Semanda Moses, the Muyanja Rogers, Eugene Emuron, the Akori Susan. Man, it was family by family, everywhere. So we could come playing from one section of the barracks and run to the deepest, to the lowest part of the barracks, where there was the guard room. And I still remember around sometime 91, 92, we were staying down at what they call the guard room, where the policemen came and assembled before they were deployed. And there was this friend of mine, I don't know whether he still remembers that story. He's called Andrew Amlanga, and his brother Isaac Kamia, and my other brothers. We were playing behind the guard room. And I think after the war, there had been maybe policemen or whatever fleeing, and they kind of buried a big rucksack, military sack, in the ground. But, we were kids just playing mommy, daddy, playing around with, like how kids play. So while we were digging the ground, we came across this bag. And this bag was full of ammunition. But to us, this was not strange. This was not like a new finding, like, oh, we found something, let's take it to the police and tell the police, hey, look, we found this. No. Curious as we were, none of us was innocent. We opened the bag, and there was ammunition. Rounds and rolls of ammunition. Like, they call him jegere, like a roll of ammunition. I think it must have been for a light machine gun, an LMG, something like that. And the first thing that came to our mind was fireworks. But this bag we found was right behind the office of the commandant. And the plan came up. Went and picked dry grass. I ran back home, picked a matchbox, and put the grass on the bag, and we set it ablaze. And off we ran. We ran so far crossed through Mukwano Road, went into the railways, ran up to Nasa Road, and waited. And in 20 minutes, by the time we got to the Nasa Road, these bullets started going off. One by one. And they kept going on and on and on until they rang the siren. You can imagine how much fun that was, you know. And at that time, we don't even realize, we were not even keen on, you know, what was happening. Had the bullets shot somebody? No. Because at least before we ran, we informed all the kids around and we told them to run home. You know, we told them, we told all of them to go home. So when they all ran, the bullets went off. So when after some time, you know, the police came, they combed the whole area. Everyone was in disarray because these things came from nowhere, just started popping, pop, 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 randomly, and like popcorn. And then when we came back home, my mother asked me, Simba, who was responsible for the chaos? And I said, it wasn't me. It wasn't me, Mama. You know. And she said, okay, I know, it wasn't you. But from now on, you're going to move to Chireka Barracks. From one barracks to Chireka Barracks, where you have the Special Investigation Unit now. It used to be a military barracks then, but now I think it belongs to the Special Investigation Unit, something like that. So then they took me there to be punished.